Hello everyone, this is Nurul Amin from Sky Blue. Today I am unboxing a Samsung A13. I've always wanted to do this review because I have a mobile phone shop and I sell this phone a lot. It's got a big screen and it's value for money, and YouTube and all these apps, they work fine and you can't go wrong with it for the price that you're paying. So I've opened the box. There you go. Everything's nice. This is a nice, I can't even tell, it's a bluey kind of color. It's got 3 cameras, sensor and a flash. Can't go wrong with it. And yeah, what does it come with? It comes with standard, comes with instruction manual, comes with a plug, and it comes with a cable, which some companies out there don't even give you plugs no more. I don't know what the situation is there, and trying to make more money from customers and not giving us a free plug. Silliness. Anyway, this is a cable in the box, and obviously they give you the pin, and that's it really. They don't even give you headphones no more. So it's just one of those ones. And some of the features about this phone, it got announced in 2022 March 04, but it was available March 23rd, this phone was. And basically the dimension is 165.1 by 76.4 times 8.8 millimeter. And yeah, it's roughly around 195 grams. It's got a glass front, Gorilla Glass 5. It's got a plastic frame, plastic back, and yeah, it comes with a dual SIM. This phone does. I'm just loading it up, starting the phone up, and just to show you what's this phone all about. I'm going to activate it and see how far I get through this phone. Also, this phone, I like it because it takes 2 nano SIM cards and a memory card. So yes, this is a 64 GB version, but with a memory card you can add quite easily 128 gigabyte memory card and just take it from there. Obviously it's a pen inject side. There's the SIM I was talking about, the 2 nano SIMs and the memory card, which I think is really, really good. And the Samsung Galaxy ranges should start bringing the memory cards back. And other phones should cater for SD cards, because you can't have enough memory. That's my point of view. And SD cards out there, you can have SD cards now these days 128 gig, 512 gig memory cards. So it is a relief to have these kind of things, especially like if you're doing YouTubes or TikTok or Instagram and you're recording a lot of video content. And these video contents, they're not, they take a lot of space. You got to understand that it takes a lot of space, especially if you record it in 4K or 1080p, 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second. Doesn't matter what it is. And end of the day, you need that extra memory. Anyway, the size of it is 6.6 inches, which is approximately 105 centimeters. The resolution is 1080 by 2408 pixels. And the ratio is 20:9 ratio. Okay, I've switched the phone on. It's locked. Come on, and yeah, it's just a pretty Samsung, nice phone. As you can see, I've gone into settings. I'm just scrolling up just to show you, how smooth the screen works. And yeah, it just all depends on what your preference is. I'm just gonna mess around with the phone and just see. And while I'm doing that, I'll just carry on talking about some of the it comes with Android 12. It's upgradable to Android 13, One UI 5. It's got the Exynos chip in there. Exynos basically is Samsung's own chip compared to the Qualcomm out there, and the Snapdragon out there, and all these other that's the main chip that everybody uses if you want a high performance. But Samsung is trying their best to compete, but they're nowhere near Qualcomm with this, because Qualcomm have Snapdragon, and Snapdragon is another level. All the latest Samsungs, all the latest phones out there, they all use that software. And the CPU is octa-core 4 by 2 gigahertz Cortex A55 and 4x2 gigahertz Cortex A55, and the GPU, which stands for graphic processing unit, is Mali G52, if that makes any sense to you guys. But all that just basically means is every phone has a motherboard. The motherboard has basically power. It has a set of chips. It has a CPU, which is the main chip, and then it has a graphic cards. And obviously these graphic cards and these CPU, they all have RAM. And basically, so this phone comes with 4 gig and RAM, and all that means is basically random access memory. Going back to these chips, basically it just means how quick you can, basically go app to app, have apps loaded in the background. Does it start slowing the phone down? Things like that. And the memory on this phone is 32 gig. You can get 64 gig. You can get 128 gig. But the 128 gig, the cool thing about that is it's got 6 gig RAM in it, and it's got eMMC 5.1. Anyway, it's got a 15 megapixel camera, wide aperture 1.8. It's got a 5 megapixel ultra wide camera. It's got 2 megapixel macro, aperture 2.4, and then basically the features of his LED flash, panorama, high HDR, which stands for high dynamic range. The quality of the video is, it's just standard. It's 1080p at 30 frames per second. It's just standard. And the selfie camera, it's got let's take a look at that. It's got an 8 megapixel camera, and again it's 1080 at 30 frames per second. FPS just means frames per second. It's got a loudspeaker, yes, and it's got 3.5 millimeter jack, which, why don't all phones have this? It's a nightmare. I've got one of the latest Samsungs, and it's a pain because you might want to charge your phone and listen to music on your headphones. You can't do that. Anyway, you can't do that with iPhones anyway. And I really, really, really want phones to please start. Why can't you just add a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack? What is so hard about it? You're charging us, for the premium phones, 800, 900, 10, 1,000 pound, 1,100, 1,200 pounds. So please give me a 3.55 millimeter jack, because I do have generic headphones, and most people around me have generic headphones, and you'll be, like, everyone I know has one of these headphones. Not everybody uses AirPods and Bluetooth headphones. Sometimes you just want that wired headphones. You can't beat that quality. Anyway, enough of me rambling on about that. Anyway, the Bluetooth is 5.0, position GPS, it's got all of that. NFC, yes, it's got that. And that's it. Thank you very much for listening to me. Appreciate it.